Hey, 2E, Psychic Bob here. Well, it is so awesome to be with you. I tell you, it's been a crazy Saturday. Psychic Bob's been busy. I've been doing readings. Thank you to all of you for calling for private readings with me. For those of you new here, I am a full-time professional psychic medium. That's right. I do this all day long, do psychic readings, help people on their journeys, and I love it. So thank you to all of you who've been reaching out. I do have a little bit of a backlog on calls. So not to worry, we are getting back to all of you as quickly as we can, okay? So hang in there. We're going to get you on the schedule. And if you want to get on my schedule for a private reading, private psychic reading, is you and me one-on-one for an hour. And we can do that by telephone or by Skype or Google Hangouts. You have a lot of ways to connect with me. And, we sit down, we look at your soul journey, where you've come from, where you're going, what it's all about. We look at your past, your present, your future, your spirit guides. We get messages from deceased loved ones and friends that come through. We look at your past lives, your life mission, your themes, what you're here to do. And I answer all of your questions as well. So I cover a lot in the hour. Those of you who have sat with me, I think you can tell below, some of you, that you got a lot out of Psychic Bob in that hour. So I'd love the chance to read for you. Give me a call at my office, 703-825-3929. That's my number. That's the quickest way to reach me. Or you can write to me at my email, PsychicBobHickman@gmail.com. I look forward to hearing from you. Well, I tell you, I'm in my artistic mode today. I got on my artist theater art shirt because the Order of the Purple Cord is having its first meeting today. We're having the meeting of the actors of the play that we're going to be doing, the OPC Thespian Group. So I'm wearing my theater mask. And I got on my artist palette pendant because I'm going to be working on paintings today as well. Speaking of paintings, today is the last day you can get this picture. This is my painting called Yellow Biomorph. It's an original painting that I did on canvas. This is actually a print of the original painting, and it's available for free. Yes, that's right, no charge at my website. Go to PsychicBob.com, and once you enter the site, you'll scroll down and you'll see it, and it has instructions how to download it and get it for yourself. So if you like this artwork and you've been wanting a copy, get it today. It's the last day it will be available. Sunday we'll be having up a new piece of artwork. I'm still deciding which one. I've done a few different ones. But we'll have something new tomorrow on the website. Every week you can go to my website and get a free artwork that I have created. All of these are my own creation. I do not take them from anybody. These are actually original paintings that I have done, and they're available for you guys. I like to share my art with the world. So if you love this, get your own copy of Yellow Biomorph, okay? All right, guys. Well, today it is Spiritualist Saturday. And for the new people, this is something we do every Saturday. We haven't done it in the last few weeks because I've been traveling and had a lot going on. But we usually study a spiritual book, spiritualist theme book. And right now we're working on Mystical Travelers. So we're going to do a little bit of a reading from this book. I recommend you get this book. It's not expensive. You can buy it on Amazon or eBay. Buy a used copy. They're like $2. It's a wonderful book by Sylvia Browne, a wonderful psychic who is no longer with us, but I miss her immensely. But we're going to do a little reading from her book. So if you're new here, this may, we're kind of in the middle of it, but you can catch up quickly. We're on page 55. So we're going to start at the top of page 55 on the chapter Dogma, Dharma, and Karma. Okay? Just to give you some back cap, in the last weeks we've been talking about faith and how being spiritual and being religious can be two different things. And so Sylvia's continuing discussing here kind of about spirituality versus religious dogma, okay? So let's continue on. Page 55. Sure, I'd love for all of you to become members of my church and believe 100% in what I say, but that's not very realistic. I put forth what I know to be true, but my truth may not be yours, or you might not choose to buy into everything I do. I just try to help whomever I can, but it's certainly not mandatory that you subscribe to all of my beliefs. I'd never tell those who disagreed with me that they were damned or will be left behind. No one could ever be left behind because they didn't believe in Jesus. Let's say, After all, Muhammad and Buddha were also true messengers of God. Now let's stop right there. See, what she's talking about here is that we all understand divinity in our own way. And in her church, she started her own church called Novus Spiritus, which means new spirit. She said that, you take what you want and you leave the rest behind. I think that's very healthy because, I've seen a lot of people get wrapped up in churches that really try to mess with their mind and destroy their families. I know some churches where they'll tell the family, if any member of your family, like even your immediate family, like your children or your siblings, disagree with the church doctrine, you have to cut them off and not speak to them. And Sylvia's saying, that's really not what it's about. That's ridiculous. And I agree with her. All right, so let's continue on. She writes, I think that through simply being spiritual, no matter what group or creed you align with, you're truthfully taking a shortcut to your goal of spiritual involvement. Yes, I'm a Christian because that's my preference, but Christianity is not the only belief system that adores, loves, and gives honor to God. And if I were a Buddhist, Muslim, Jew, or Hindu, I'd never feel that our all-loving Creator would be so capricious and humanized as to play favorites. If they made everyone, how could they? So let's stop there just for a second and talk about that, because what Sylvia is saying here is that the Almighty, the Divine, God, Goddess, the gods, however you call it, love all of us. The Bible says, I'm not trying to be a Bible thing, but the Bible says God is love, right? So if that's true, if God is love, then he loves all of us. And they say God is our Father, okay? Well, we Wiccans, I'm not the Christian, but I'm Wiccan, but we say God is Mother also. But our Heavenly Mother or Father or both love us. Now, a lot of you out there have children. Now, would you ever just, because your children believed or called you a different name, would you throw them into fire and burn them forever? No, you wouldn't. And really, Sylvia says, and I agree with her, God doesn't either. Let's go on. She writes, logic alone tells us that most religions are misinformed or incorrect if their dogmas insist that we'll be damned to some hell if we don't believe the way they do. And the use of fear has no place in true spirituality. No one, absolutely no one, and she has that in parentheses, will be left behind. It's cruel and elitist to think that only a select group will be saved, while the rest of the millions of souls, whom God also made, will be relegated to some form of hell and everlasting punishment. See, I believe that too. I really say, if we're going to say that God is love, then he loves all of us. Now, some people say, well, Psychic Bob, I heard you say you believe in hell. Now explain that. Yes, I do believe in hell, but I believe that hell is a state of our own consciousness. I believe that if we live an evil life, if we're hurtful, after death we go to the land, the realm of spirit, where we're around that type of mentality, and it is hellish. But spiritualism teaches that all souls will eventually be saved, that all will move towards the light. So spiritualism does not teach an everlasting damnation. Do we believe in hell? Yes, but more of a temporary hell. I'm going to jump over here to another book. The Spiritualist Manual sums it up really nicely, what I think, and I think it ties right in with what Sylvia is saying. Sylvia Browne, interestingly, claimed to be a Gnostic, but she started out life as a spiritualist. A lot of her family were spiritualists, so she really has a lot of spiritualist teachings in her works. But she considers herself a Gnostic. But I tell you, I find threads of spiritualism really throughout her works. Hold on a second. I'm going to find the Spiritualist Principles, because I want to read one of the principles to you. Hold on just a second. I got to put on my glasses here, okay? So bear with me. Hold on, where'd it go? I know they're in here. I thought it was right on the front page. Well, maybe I just missed it. Here it is, Declaration of Principles. This is in every spiritualist church and in every spiritualist manual. And it says here, well, actually, there are 2 points I want to talk about, 7 and 8. Point number 7, Declaration of Principle. Principle number 7 says, we affirm the moral responsibility of the individual and that he makes his own happiness or unhappiness as he obeys or disobeys nature's physical and spiritual laws. So when we talk about hell, it's not God throwing you into hell. It's you creating your reality by your choices. Now, can you get out of those choices? Yes, you can. Because point number 8 says, we affirm that the doorway to reformation is never closed against any soul here or hereafter. See, so even the evil people will get a chance to move to the light. And that's what Sylvia's saying. And that really is, comes out of her book, but it actually really comes out also of the Spiritualist Manual, which I'm sure she grew up reading, because she had uncles and cousins and grandmothers who were part of the Spiritualist Church. So there's a lot of spiritualism in her work. Anyways, we're going to stop there. That's a lot to think about today. But I thought we'd get ready and have our seance. Now, for those of you who are new, we also, after our little class here, we have a little trance channeling. I am a trance medium, which means that I go into a trance state, spelled Trance, trance, not trans. Somebody asked if I was transgendered. I said, no, I'm a trance medium, Trance, not Trans. Born a male, am a male, will always be a male, okay? No trans going on. Nothing wrong with transgender, just I'm not trans, okay? But I'm going to be going to trance. And when I go into a trance state, the spirits that work with me overshadow me and take temporary control of me. Now, I want to emphasize this is not possession. Sometimes people see my seances and they freak out. They said, oh my God, Psychic Bob got possessed. No. Possession is when an evil spirit forces its control over your body. This is very different. Trance channeling or trance mediumship means that we have a partnership. I give my energy to the spirit people. They give their energy to me. And we have a blending. And their consciousness and power temporarily overshadows me so that they can speak through me. I lend them the use of my physical being so that their voices can materialize here. So that's all it is. Nothing to be afraid of. It may look a little strange, but trust me, I'm in no pain. I'm like asleep when this is going on. So anyways, we're going to settle down and go into trance. So give me just a moment while I finish getting the lighting set up. Okay, I brought the lights down because when I do channeling, I like a softer, more subdued light. That's just me. Some mediums work in full light. Some need even darker lighting. This is kind of a nice soft light. That's good for me. So I'm going to settle down into trance. So I'll see you when I get back. All right. Oh, there we go. Looks like we've got control of the medium's vibration. Well, it's good to see all of you out there. This is Fletcher. It's been a little while since we'd had a chance to come here and associate with all of you. But I got to tell you, there's a lot of soul glow going on the earth. And that means that a lot of people are reaching for the spirit world. And those of you who are here tonight, well, I want you to know that I personally called you here. So if you were doing something, you said, oh, I got to go see if the seance is going on. Well, that's because we've been calling you from the spirit world. So pull up your chair, relax, and let's have a little chit-chat. I've got a few people here be wanting to speak to you, so I'll be stepping out of our medium's body. Yes, Fletcher, I do believe I have obtained the body. Greetings to each of you here. My name is Alfred. It has been a while since I've had the opportunity to come and speak with each of you. Rest assured that though you have not heard from me, I have heard from many of you. Many of you have been reaching out to me and calling me and saying, Alfred, will you come and help me? Many of you said this medium has told you that you can call upon me, and he has spoken words of truth. I come to serve and to be of service to all of you. Some of you are at the place in your life where you're wondering, is there truly life after death? Many of you have grown up in a materialistic paradigm that has said that you're only a collection of molecules, that you evolved from apes, and that there is nothing beyond this life. Do you truly in your soul believe that? I can understand that many people in the world are disappointed. Disappointment makes one lose faith in oneself and in others, and especially makes one lose faith in the hereafter. One often says to oneself, how can I think of heaven when I can hardly survive today? Those of us in the spirit world understand your frustration. We do not look upon you with judgment or condemnation for your belief or lack of belief. It does bring us joy when we see humans who are striving for high ideals, reaching for spiritual light and truth, and especially when those who do such things share it with others. It is true that the earth realm is a realm of darkness. There is not much light here. But the light that comes into the earth is not only from the material sun, it is from each of your souls. You see, from our world, from the spirit world, we look upon the earth, and we see light on the earth. But it is not the light of the earth, it is the light of beings on the earth, the soul light. Each of you have about you an auric field, a field of light that surrounds your very physical body. For us in the spirit world, this light is visible. And we must say it is not true, the earth teaching that all people are equal. You are equal before the eyes of God in the degree that you are children of God. But some of you have greater merit, for you have earned your stripes and, or shall we say, earned your wings. You have grown your souls, you have shown compassion to others, you have helped the poor and the needy and practiced spiritual works of mercy. These things are not forgotten to us, nor are they ignored by the soul. Your very nature is to be godlike, though I know it's hard to believe when you look around the earth. There are so many that are anything but godlike. But all souls come into the earth with the spark of divinity. Have you ever seen a child, a baby born, and never thought that child is evil? No, even Hitler, and if I might use the example, as a young baby was quite pleasant and precious. That light within can be brightened or dimmed by your actions. And this is why we of the spirit world encourage you always. Choose that which will brighten your spirit, that will brighten your spark. And if you do so, not only will you have joy in this life, you will have great joy and immense power in the next life. Some of you in this earth life feel very powerless today. You said, Alfred, I have no power. No one can help me. I'm all alone. Do you really believe that? Have you forgotten that you come from the realms of light? Each of you here have lived in heaven. You have seen the face of the Creator. We call God infinite intelligence, and the very essence is within you. So do not hold on to belief that you are less than and that you have no power. You come from the very realms of power. Some of you have forgotten it so much that you've turned your life on earth into quite a mess. But don't be afraid to ask for our help. Even the worst of situations can be rectified with the right focus and attention. Let us help you to restore those parts of your life that are damaged. Perhaps you've gone through a divorce. Perhaps you've lost a job. Perhaps you've lost all your money. All of these things are part of earth life and do carry a certain weight on the soul. And when one loses things, as I said earlier, when you have great disappointment through loss of these things, it is hard to have faith in our will. But begin again. Every day is an opportunity for you to align yourself with the higher power. You're not forgotten, even though at times it seems as such. You must have faith and reach out and call to us, and you must say, Spirit people, guide me. If you do not know the name of your guide, then call upon me. Say, Alfred, come and help me. You may also call upon Rose, or any number of angels or saints or guides. There are countless souls, millions upon millions here, waiting for the opportunity to be of service to each of you. That just says there are others who wish to speak, so I shall be stepping from our medium's body. Please call upon me. My name is Alfred. Oh, there we go. I'm just a bit lightheaded, you know. Oh, I tell you, we come in and out of the body. We take on a bit of physical stress on ourselves. Greetings, by the way, my dears. My name is Rose, for those of you who do not know me. I have come here today, and I must say it's such a pleasure to be here. But occasionally, when we come into the physical realm, again we take on physical state. And I had a bit of a spin about in my head here. But you know, here I am. Our medium is so very kind to allow us to use his body to speak to you. In the spirit world, everything is at a high frequency, a high vibration. And were I to step out of this medium's body and start speaking to you, it should be very difficult for you to hear me, for it would take immense power even to generate a whisper. Now, there are some mediums, and this medium is one who can occasionally help our voices to materialize, even without the use of his body. But these things take time and a lot of energy. We find it is much safer for the medium as well as for us to simply come and use their faculties rather than strain their energy or the vibration of the room to manifest. This is why we channel through people such as mediums and use their vocal cords and their bodies. Now, don't worry, we don't do any harm to the medium. In fact, this medium is most gracious. He has been very kind to let me use his body. And you know that oftentimes he says, Rose, any time you want to come, I will receive you. And he's very kind, but we don't wish to overtax him. I simply come here, though, today to remind you, as Alfred has said earlier, and I must say he speaks words of truth, that you are eternal beings. You do not walk through life alone. Though you might believe it to be so, you don't. You walk in the realms of light. You come from the very realms of heaven. And though you come to the earth, you oftentimes forget who you are. Please, my dears, do not forget who you are. You are children of infinite intelligence. Your minds are vast and limitless. It is only the earthly brain that cloaks you. Your earthly mind limits your memory of who you are. But this is necessary for a short time that you might learn the lessons of the earth. But when you have real need, and many of you do have real need at this time, to have a word of knowledge, hear this word of knowledge. We will never forget you. We'll never leave you alone. All you must do is call upon the spirit world. You must have faith in us, as Alfred has said. A little hope along the way and a little bit of love. And that a formula of faith, hope, and love will allow us to unite with you. So do not shut us out. Let us come and help you. There's a lady watching today. I receive your vibration there. You're going through a terrible breakup of a relationship. I believe it is a husband that you're leaving. And you're thinking, can I dare be on my own? My dear, know that we of the spirit world have already seen your situation. And we're reaching out to help you. Have no fear, my dear. We are here to help you. If you will leave that abusive situation, then you shall be free. And you will find that the freedom of your spirit and the freedom of your mind and the freedom of your body will bring you a great joy, my dear, one that will allow you to move forward in a way that will help you to advance, and you shall never, my dear, suffer again. Take the chance, my dear. Life is very short, and you deserve much more than being abused. Let yourself walk free, my dear, and light and life will be yours. Fletcher says our medium's power is starting to wane. and therefore we shall not tax you. But, oh, my dears, we do thank you for receiving us today. We send you each our light from the spirit world. Do call upon me as well. My name is Rose. And do not forget that when you're in despair, call upon us, and we'll be there, my dears. Oh dear, I feel the power starting to wane, and I'm starting to go with it, my dear. But as the power fades, know that my light in the spirit world is still strong, and I will come to you. Please call upon me. Tubies, I always feel so good when I come back from channeling. It's so good to be with you guys. And listen, if you've enjoyed today's program and you want to work on your spiritual life, you might want to pop over to my website, PsychicBob.com. As I said, over there you can schedule a reading with me, read about my work as a psychic, and pick up one of my books. I'm a published author as well. And this is my book, Messages from Rose. This is about my work with my spirit guide, Rose. I think you'll love this. This is probably one of my favorite books of all the books I've written. I have a lot of books over there. We also have Psychic Bob's Book of Spells, Psychic Bob's Book of Wiccan Wisdom, Ouija Mysteries, the Spirit Board Seances, and more. So definitely check out my page, PsychicBob.com. I look forward to hearing from you. Well, guys, listen, thanks for being here. I send blessings to all of you. Keep it here at Spirit Channel. We got more coming. Tomorrow is Sunday. You know what that means? It'll be the witching hour. Be back here at 8 p.m. Eastern time for a live broadcast. That's 8 Eastern, 7 Central, 6 Mountain, 5 p.m. Pacific. For those of you in Europe, it's 1 a.m. London time, 2 a.m. Paris time. Look forward to seeing you here tomorrow for the witching hour. Thank you guys for being here. Love you. May all of you always blessed be.